the entertainment landscape just suffered a seismic shock from a high-stakes clash that absolutely no one predicted. As of this Thursday, March 5th, 2026, every major headline is dominated by a single name, Alex Eala, though the buzz has nothing to do with her dominance on the tennis court. Instead, she is at the center of a high-pressure standoff with the legendary monarch of talk shows, Oprah Winfrey. News is breaking globally that a recent sit-down interview turned into a public relations nightmare for Oprah after she reportedly made remarks seen as patronizing toward Alex. These comments allegedly targeted Alex's cultural heritage and her meteoric rise to the top of the sports world. The fallout from this moment of instant regret is currently exploding across social media as millions of fans call out Oprah for perceived racial undertones and for trivializing Pinoy power. The shocking truth is that even Oprah Winfrey, a woman who has commanded the stage for decades, was caught off guard. She has spent years interviewing kings, queens, and presidents without breaking a sweat. However, she was reportedly left completely speechless when a 20-year-old tennis prodigy stood her ground with an incredible level of poise and grace. Studio insiders have leaked details from the recording session, specifically during a segment discussing Alex's massive $75 million endorsement deal with Nike. Oprah allegedly questioned if such a staggering financial investment was appropriate for an athlete coming from a developing tennis nation like the Philippines. The tone was described by witnesses as dismissive, suggesting that Alex's success was more of a marketing fluke than the result of raw talent and relentless work. But the weight of that instant regret hit Oprah like a ton of bricks when Alex refused to simply nod and follow the script. Instead of letting the comments slide, Alex took a stand. Alex reportedly looked Oprah directly in the eyes and delivered a sharp 8-word response that has since become a massive rallying cry for the entire Filipino nation. The temperature in the room plummeted to sub-zero levels, and for the first time in her career, Oprah Winfrey was the one desperately searching for a way to take back her words. The aftermath of this interview is total chaos, as leaked snippets have transformed Eala mania into a massive digital defense force. Supporters are absolutely livid, claiming that Oprah's questioning was nothing more than a series of microaggressions masked as sophisticated journalism. This has evolved beyond simple celebrity gossip and into a full-scale cultural conflict. Even the professional tennis circuit is buzzing, with stars like Coco Gauff and Iga Swiatek reportedly vocalizing their support for Alex's fearless attitude. Rafael Nadal, who has mentored Alex, is also said to be incredibly proud of her for standing up for her roots on such a massive public stage. The Oprah brand, which has always been centered on empathy and connection, is now navigating a massive technical crisis while her team scrambles to draft a clarification. However, the internet is not in a forgiving mood, and this instant regret is shaping up to be a legacy-defining blunder for the media mogul. As we dig deeper into this controversy, the question on everyone's mind is how a young woman from Quezon City managed to silence a billionaire icon. The answer is found in the inner strength Alex forged through years of grueling discipline at the Nadal Academy. She is far more than just a gifted tennis player. She has become a true diplomat for the Philippines. In our second segment, we are going to unveil those 8 savage words that Alex used to dismantle Oprah's narrative and discuss the secret phone call made to beg for a retraction. This interview scandal is merely the beginning of a much larger story. The damage control coming from Oprah Winfrey's camp is about to get significantly more desperate as things unfold. The tension inside that recording studio on Thursday, March 5th, 2026, was so thick that a tennis racket couldn't even cut through it. As the instant regret washed over Oprah Winfrey, the cameras continued to roll, documenting a moment destined for the media history books. Following Oprah's condescending inquiry regarding whether a player from the Philippines truly merited a $75 million Nike contract, the tension peaked. The world likely anticipated a polite and scripted rebuttal from Alex, but she proved to be far more than just a typical student of the game. She has fully embraced the never-back-down philosophy championed by her legendary mentor, Rafael Nadal. Reports indicate that Alex paused, stared Oprah straight in the eyes, and delivered those 8 fierce words. "My roots are my strength, not my limit." The silence that ensued was absolutely nuclear, serving as a bold declaration of independence against the narrow perspectives of Western media. Even Oprah, a veteran who always has a sharp follow-up ready, was reportedly left stuttering for the first time in her 40-year career. The hidden reality of this clash is that Oprah's production team reportedly attempted to shut down the recording session immediately. Within mere seconds, they realized they were staring down the barrel of a massive public relations disaster. Insiders have suggested that the show's producers were fuming behind the scenes as the situation spiraled out of control. They quickly understood that the Queen of Talk had inadvertently insulted the fastest-growing fan base on the planet, known as Pinoy Power. Only minutes after the interview concluded, a confidential phone call was allegedly placed from Oprah's production house to the Ela camp. Their specific request was to completely scrub the segment where Oprah questioned Alex's national heritage from the final cut. They were essentially begging for a retraction, even offering Alex exclusive features and future collaborations if she would agree to stay silent. However, Alex's team, backed by her family and closest advisors, reportedly gave a stinging response. The truth does not require an edit. The backtracking commenced almost immediately, with Oprah's social media staff frantically deleting comments and trying to reframe the leaked footage. But Ela mania is far too fast and technologically savvy for those old-school containment tactics to work. Fans began trending powerful hashtags like "Respect the Roots" and "Stands Tall" across every major social platform. This caused Oprah's digital engagement metrics to plummet in real time, creating a technical disaster for her long-standing legacy. This instant regret is now manifesting as a significant loss of followers and sponsors who want no part of a racial sensitivity scandal in 2026. Meanwhile, Alex's professional stock is skyrocketing to unprecedented heights. Global brands are reportedly racing to sign the young woman who had the courage to silence a billionaire media icon. The revolt that started in the professional tennis locker rooms is now bleeding over into the world of mainstream entertainment. Reports suggest that several Hollywood A-listers of Asian descent are publicly standing with Alex, making the backtracking even more difficult for Oprah. Even Rafael Nadal reportedly reached out to Alex with a private message of profound encouragement. He allegedly told her that tennis is a game of character and that she had just won the most significant match of her life. In the upcoming third part, we will explore the secret recording and the leaked audio that Oprah's team is desperately trying to bury. We will also cover the nuclear statement that Alex's father is currently preparing for the international press. The Oprah scandal is running deep. But the Ela revolution is only just finding its true momentum. The Oprah controversy has officially shifted from being a social media rumor to a full-scale international crisis. On this Thursday, March 5, 2026, the digital landscape is exploding due to a single piece of evidence, the leaked audio. Despite the frantic efforts of Oprah's production team to suppress the footage and the secret calls we mentioned, a 45-second audio clip has surfaced. In this recording, Oprah is allegedly caught whispering to a producer, questioning why the Filipino market is being centered so prominently in the global tennis world. That instant regret has now spiraled into a collective national insult felt by millions of Filipinos across the globe. This has moved past the boundaries of a sports interview and exposed a deep-seated systemic disrespect that Alex has brought to light. The fallout is reaching nuclear proportions, and the desperate backtracking from Oprah's camp has become a frantic race against time. However, the real explosion occurred today when Alex's father, Mike Ela, finally chose to break his silence. Mike Ela, typically a man of quiet poise, has reportedly prepared a devastating statement currently under legal review before its global release. Reliable sources suggest the statement is titled, "Our Heritage is Not a Marketing Gimmick." In this draft, Mike Ela takes direct aim at the elitist mindset of Western media icons who quantify the value of an Asian athlete by their country's gross domestic product. He reportedly emphasized that Alex's $75 million Nike deal was never a handout or a gift. Instead, it was forged through blood, sweat, and endless tears at the Nadal Academy. This powerful defense from a father has added an emotional weight to the scandal, making Oprah appear increasingly out of touch and arrogant. The hidden reality behind Oprah's backtracking is that her most significant sponsors are now beginning to pull away. When you insult a nation of 110 million people and a massive global diaspora, the financial fallout is inevitable. Corporate partners are fuming because they refuse to be caught in the middle of a racial sensitivity disaster in 2026. Reports indicate that Oprah has even reached out to Rafael Nadal personally, hoping the King of Clay would serve as a mediator. But the response from Mallorca has remained icy and uncompromising. The message from Nadal's camp is crystal clear: either stand with Alex or get out of the way. This instant regret has officially transformed into a financial catastrophe for the Oprah Winfrey network. Meanwhile, Alex Ela is navigating this nuclear fallout with the unwavering grace of a world-class champion. While the internet rages over the leaked audio, she was spotted today at the Indian Wells practice courts hitting with savage intensity. She is refusing to let this Hollywood drama derail her focus as her March 6th debut approaches. In fact, insiders claim this confrontation has ignited a new fire within her. She is no longer just competing for a title. She is playing for the dignity of an entire culture. The shock rippling through the professional tennis locker rooms is undeniable. Fellow players are realizing that Alex is not just a rising star, she is a formidable leader. In the fourth part, we will analyze the public apology Oprah is reportedly filming and why the Ela camp might reject it. We will also uncover a hidden clause in Alex's Nike contract designed to protect her from media character assassination. The Oprah scandal continues to deepen, but the Ela revolution has officially reached a point of no return. The Oprah controversy has escalated into a total nuclear stalemate as of this Thursday, March 5th, 2026. As the incriminating leaked audio continues to amass millions of views, the mounting pressure on Oprah Winfrey's media conglomerate has become practically unbearable. Reports are exploding that Oprah and her inner circle spent the better part of the night in a high-stakes crisis summit at her Montecito estate, trying to film a public apology to stop the bleeding. But here is the shocking truth behind the scenes. The first 3 versions of that apology were reportedly flat-out rejected by the Ela camp before they could even hit the airwaves. Why was this the case? Because Alex's team, led by her father, Mike Ela, felt the statements were insincere and overly corporate. They believed the focus was more on protecting the Oprah brand than on addressing the racial insensitivity that ignited this moment of instant regret. The Ela family is not interested in a scripted public relations stunt. They are demanding genuine accountability. While the backtracking from Oprah's team continues to stall, a stunning revelation has emerged from the legal department at Nike Global Headquarters. It turns out that Alex Ela's $75 million endorsement deal covers much more than just sneakers and tennis equipment. Insiders have leaked that there is a nuclear anti-disrespect clause woven directly into the fine print of her contract. This specific clause reportedly dictates that if any major media partner or broadcaster disparages Alex's national heritage or uses systemic bias to undermine her image, Nike retains the right to pull their advertisements and sponsorship from that platform. This massive financial weapon is the exact reason why Oprah's team is currently in such a state of total panic. If Nike decides to pull the trigger on this clause, Oprah's entire network could face the loss of millions of dollars in advertising revenue. This instant regret has officially mutated into a full-blown budgetary catastrophe for the most powerful woman in Hollywood. Meanwhile, the revolt within the professional tennis locker rooms is taking an even more aggressive turn. We are receiving reports that top 10 superstars, including Coco Gauff, have reportedly instructed their agents to bypass any Oprah-related projects until the Ela scandal is fully resolved. They are standing in absolute solidarity with Alex, proving that the new generation of athletes is not intimidated by Hollywood icons. For Rafael Nadal, watching these events unfold from Mallorca, the sense of pride is absolutely nuclear. He reportedly told a close associate today that Alex's fierce 8-word response, "My roots are my strength, not my limit," is worth more than any Grand Slam trophy. He no longer views Alex as just a student. He sees her as a vital protector of the sport's integrity. Back on the ground at Indian Wells, Ela mania is reaching a fever pitch that is hard to ignore. Fans are reportedly printing custom t-shirts featuring Alex's 8 savage words and are planning a massive demonstration of support for her March 6th debut. This Oprah scandal has unintentionally sparked a global movement that transcends the sport. People who do not even follow tennis are now speaking out in defense of the young woman who had the guts to challenge the media establishment. Oprah's frantic backtracking is being widely mocked as a case of too little, too late. The hidden power of the Philippines has been fully awakened, and it is a cultural force that Hollywood was simply not prepared to handle. In our upcoming 5th part, we are going to deliver the final verdict on this situation. We will provide a nuclear prediction for what will happen when the full, unedited interview is finally released, and discuss the shocking gesture Alex is reportedly planning on court this Friday. We will also reveal the total financial loss the Oprah brand has suffered since this moment of instant regret began. The revolution is officially here, and the truth is about to be televised strictly on Alex Eala's terms. Media analysts are currently erupting as the Oprah brand has reportedly endured a 25% collapse in favorability across Asia and the global Filipino diaspora in just 48 hours. This is far more significant than a simple public relations glitch. It represents a catastrophic failure of the old guard media establishment to acknowledge the immense power of the new generation. While Oprah's team continues their desperate backtracking by attempting to release a fourth, more humble version of their apology, the rest of the world has already moved on. The underlying truth is that the Queen of Talk has been effectively dethroned by a 20-year-old woman from Quezon City who refused to let her heritage be insulted for a mere soundbite. However, the most explosive moment occurred today at the Indian Wells practice facilities. As Alex Eala wrapped up her final training session before her highly anticipated March 6th debut, she did something unexpected. She did not simply walk off the court. She reportedly made a stunning gesture toward the cameras that has the entire internet buzzing. Instead of a conventional tennis celebration, she pointed directly to the Philippine flag on her gear and then tapped her temple with her finger. This signaled that her formidable strength is rooted in her intellect and her cultural heritage, proving this was much more than just a passing gesture. It served as the final nail in the coffin for Oprah's manufactured narrative, proving that Alex is not just a graduate of the Nadal Academy. She has become a powerful symbol of national pride that cannot be silenced by the Hollywood elite. The instant regret Oprah experienced was not just about a controversy over racial sensitivity. It was the realization that she could no longer dictate the story of an Asian athlete. The ongoing revolt within the locker rooms has also delivered a final, crushing blow. Reports are surfacing that multiple major Women's Tennis Association sponsors are now reevaluating their ties with media networks that fail to show cultural sensitivity toward players. This is the Nike effect in full force, as the $75 million athlete has officially disrupted the business of tennis forever. Even Rafael Nadal has reportedly issued a final public message to the Eala camp to show his unwavering support. He stated that she has taught the entire world a lesson in dignity that no championship trophy could ever possibly match. This ultimate blessing from the King of Clay has officially rendered Alex untouchable in the eyes of the global tennis community. As we look toward the round of 64 this Friday, the overwhelming prediction is that Eala mania will reach levels of intensity never before seen in the desert. The Oprah scandal has unintentionally transformed a standard tennis match into a global celebration of identity, where Alex is playing for much more than the $1.15 million prize. She is playing for every individual who has ever been told that their roots represent a limit rather than a foundation. The frantic backtracking of Oprah Winfrey serves as a stark lesson to the world. Never underestimate the power of the Philippines. We thank you for following this exclusive 5-part deep dive into the interview that effectively broke the internet. Alex Eala has solidified her status as the Michael Jordan of the Philippines for the modern era, leaving many to wonder if she will carry this momentum to an Indian Wells title. While only time will reveal the outcome, one thing is certain: the entire world is listening, and Alex Eala has the final word. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave the phrase, "Roots are strength," in the comments to show your support for this movement. The revolution has arrived, and the truth has finally been televised strictly on the terms of Alex Eala herself.